Oh boy, which way is this? Is this right side up? Anyways, I just paused where I showed you the tap, the M12 1.25, and the bolt, which I'm going to use to tap this shaft here and pull the rotor off. I tried a different method. I think it's pop. YouTube, I've never seen it before, but he mentioned whack 3 times each side of the rotor there, obviously on the wire, to pop off the rotor. I don't know if the tapered shank design in this is longer or what. I've never seen that done anyway, so I've always pulled off. So you have to have some kind of puller. So that'll tap. That one I'm measuring 0.425, almost like right on. So the closest I found, I obviously didn't have the tap, was the M12 1.25. I just compared to like the Starrett drill size tap charts. But I'm going to remove that. We'll see. It tested about 8 ohms. I didn't clean the commutators better, so it might be a little lower than 8 ohms. And I don't know, there's something here broken. I don't know what's the scoop there, but it might be good. It seems high to me, but I don't know what the upper spec is to where they're good, because there is resistance involved, obviously with voltage and currents. Alternating current, there might be something different, but the the rotor, I think is DC. It should be like the coils are to DC magnetize. It's basically a magnet spinning around the stators. So, yeah. And the rest of this, I don't know. I think I'll leave as is. I'll pull the engine off, and then I'll use this for one of the other L head. I probably wanted to, I don't know, it might fit the Honda and could slide in possibly, so I have a little roll around cart, but I'll probably install one of those other older L head power mates, since there's no roll around cage or case. One I think it's on wood, and the other one, I think they're both on a piece of wood. I kind of forget anyways. But that's old-fashioned design. And this is a huge tank, so that'd be a big-time improvement for those. But yeah, so I just wanted to note that. I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I think it should be good to go. Maybe I'll pause it if I have enough battery, and I'll come back, show the tap. But basically, all I need to do is thread this. And then I have to have a smaller, kind of a bolt that just goes to the face of the shaft. Probably better to have a smaller diameter than the internal thread on that shaft, so it goes right down to the very base of the crankshaft. And then cut that somewhere, down in here, so I get a decent amount of thread, I guess, depending on the length. Would I have a 30 mil? So I have 3 centimeters to work with, so I'll give myself at least a little over the diameter of the bolts. Usually want to do that so you get good grip. So whatever that depth is, I want to be down that far, and cut the length of that bolt that slides. Or I think threaded rod I don't really want to use. I think it'll be too soft there. Or something a little stronger bolt. Even if I stack bolts, I'd rather do that than have a threaded rod in there. It's kind of softer material. I'd rather have a harder material in there. And then just crank on that till it pops off. That's the theory, at least. We'll see. And then this engine, well, there's 2 things. I got to verify the rotor. The rotor's good. It's going to be challenging. It's not that big a deal, though. I probably should keep it if it's good, but I could see about, my thought was cutting the end off and then making, if there's enough material on there. If not, then I won't. But if there's enough material, making an adapter, once I measure out, what would that adapter be? Would it be like a 1-inch keyed adapter or 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch, for the shaft on the engine? So the tapered shank can be used for, something's buzzing around my head. It's like a wasp. It's a big old wasp. It's like an orange wasp. Anyways, go away. Big one. Okay, so yeah, and then I'll take that 13 horsepower engine and then see how it's going to retrofit in the 2185 Cub Cadet for that 1000, 2000 series. I think that'd be kind of fun. See if I can get to it before MCG Racing gets to it, since he commented that he's probably going to see if Duramax sponsors him. So this is not quite the Duramax, but It should be high quality, made in Japan, you know, trying to look and design. So I don't know if it's a Vanguard. I think it's quite a Vanguard. I think it's more like a Chanda, but a made in Japan one. So yeah, I'll do that. And that's just basically you'd be removing the starter and then seeing how to adapt the interface of the flywheel, face of the flywheel with the CV joint that's used on that drive shaft on those Cub Cadet designs. So I've got 2 of those with a 2130 I can also work with as well. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, just go ahead. I'm just going to stop this. Should be good to go. Be safe, take care, and learn something new.